Hi, this is Bruce Buffer, and you're listening to the Brats and Beard Podcast.
Hello, tailgaters. Welcome back to the Brats and Beers podcast. Today we have a current University of Texas softball legend and TikTok professional joining us. Please help me welcome Lauren Burke to the show. Woo!
You said the word professional, and I automatically was like, he does not know what he's talking about here.
Bad start. Well, when I look at your TikTok, it looks pretty professional to me. So
Thanks.
you have, I was going to get in this later, but since we're talking about it, I mean, you have 720,000 followers on TikTok and almost 13 million likes. We have probably like 25 likes right now on ours. So that's pretty cool. What's the key to becoming I guess a successful TikToker?
See, I didn't mean to become a TikToker. It wasn't like my goal in life was to be a TikToker. I just made a video with my teammate Mary. We were just messing around the baseball facility, posted a video, ended up getting 1 million views, and it kind of just went from there. So just be a girl and be a softball player, I guess.
So your first video you posted got 1 million views?
Yeah, it was wild. It was really, really weird. Didn't see that one coming.
Did it affect like your following on Instagram as well, or was it just a bunch of people on TikTok?
I think the biggest thing with my following on Instagram is the Barstool Athlete and having that be posted on the Barstool page. I think I gained a lot of followers from them, but also I do think TikTok too, it pretty organically transfers over to Instagram. So I think that those are like the two biggest factors.
Okay. Makes sense. What's your like favorite, like kind of TikTok to make? Is it like dancing, or is it like with your dog, or what's your favorite kind?
I feel like I just respond to comments, or there's a lot of, let's say there's a stereotype that softball players and in the pants, the butt is a big thing for the guys. And I like to respond to comments and just kind of give them a hard time. And like, obviously I'm not showing things. So it's like just making a joke out of it, or just kind of using humor as a way to be like, softball's not just about the uniform. It's so much more to it. But I just like making kind of just relatable content regarded to softball. I don't do the dancing ones. I'm not a great dancer, but it's really anything. I like making TikToks with my dog too. That's fun.
Okay.
Hey, Lauren, I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure there's a baseball butts thing too. Just letting you know.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that one. I'll go to the games for different reasons.
All right, so let's jump into a little bit about softball. So we will talk some softball here. Obviously, you started your career off at Oregon, which is where you're from, I believe. What led to your transfer over to Texas, where you're currently playing?
Yeah, so I actually grew up playing for Coach White, who's now still my coach at Texas. So I think that's something important to start with, is that I was 7 years old playing for Coach White. The first time I ever picked up a softball, I was on his team. I ended up going to Oregon, absolutely loved it. My freshman year, we went to the World Series, ranked #1. It was like the best year I could possibly dream of for my first year. And then going into my sophomore year, we got a new coach, and the new coach was from an institution in the South, and it was different values were being brought into a program that was very open-minded, and be you, do you, whatever you choose to do is perfectly fine. And I kind of felt like that wasn't being honored when the new coach came in, and I felt like I was kind of put into a box, and I was like, I couldn't be myself. I couldn't do things that I wanted to do. And I also I didn't believe in the program as much as when the old coach was there. And I think it's hard to say, but when I committed so young, I didn't really commit just to the university. I committed to the coaching staff and everything that they bring to the game. So when he left, it kind of felt like I didn't have that attachment to Oregon anymore, because, the head coach you built all this trust with is no longer there. Yeah. So the transfer portal opened up, I think it was like September 1st I was in it the day it opened for student athletes, and ended up committing to Texas maybe a week later. Went on a visit, fell in love with it, and I think it ended up being probably the best decision I've made. So everything is very full circle,
That's
but
awesome.
it definitely happened the way it was supposed to.
That's really cool. Yeah, you hear that a lot about like if coaches leave after they've recruited players, like they usually end up leaving or aren't happy there. So that's interesting. Yeah. That's well, I'm glad you're happy at Texas. Did you play? I believe I saw somewhere you played a lot of other sports growing up. Like what else did you play and what made softball kind of your main focus?
So growing up, I played just about every sport. I played soccer, volleyball. I ran cross country in high school. But really, softball was what I was the best at, and it was what I wanted to spend my time doing. So I think that's honestly why I gravitated towards softball, is because I knew that softball could get me an education. And, you kind of have to think like that sometimes. And I do love it. I did love it. And so I think that I was the best at it. So you're going to pursue what you're best at. And that was softball for me.
Awesome. Have you always been a utility player ever since you were younger too? Or?
Yeah. And I always say, people think it's this really cool thing to be a utility player and play everywhere on defense. But in reality, I play everywhere on defense because I'm not super good at one position.
Yeah.
I've never had the time to get super good at one position. In high school, my older sister was a pitcher, and I had a catch for her because no one else could do it. So I learned how to be a catcher in high school. And then she graduated, I became the shortstop. In travel ball, I played first base. I played outfield. I've never been just really good at one position, which kind of sucks in a way, but it also does make me grateful because I can kind of just play wherever the coach needs me in that game. But
Yeah, that's where I disagree with you, Lauren. I think it's awesome to be versatile.
I don't know.
My fantasy team thinks
watching in a
so.
curse.
I was gonna say Drew grew up playing one position and he was horrible at that, so it's good to be well versed in a couple.
Okay, fair.
Is it true? Is it pitcher, second base, and third base are the only ones you haven't played yet, or have you played those?
I have, I've never played first, or what am I saying? I've never pitched in college. I did pitch a game in high school.
Okay.
And I've never played second or third in college.
Okay.
So those are in college alone. I've played every other position.
Would you ever want to, or?
No, we have an all-American second baseman. She's amazing. I would never want to go there. And then third base, I just feel like it's so close to the hitter and it's on the pull side for a righty. That freaks me out a little bit. I like first a little bit safer over that.
I saw you guys had a game yesterday was it in Ohio? You guys were playing Miami, Ohio?
It was at Alabama.
Okay.
Playing against Miami of Ohio.
Okay. And then I saw you ripped a double, I believe was your first hit of the day.
Yes, I did.
And you were out in left field. I was doing some creeping yesterday just to see what you were up to. So. I saw you guys have a ton of home games. Is there a reason for that?
I mean, a lot of home games because Texas is typically good weather. So a lot of times people will come to us to play tournaments. When I was at Oregon, we would never have tournaments at home. We would always be traveling to other people in preseason. But at Texas, it's like we have the Bevo Classic, the Texas Invitational. It's like everything, every weekend there's new game series.
Awesome.
What did you end with against Miami? Were you 1 for 1? What'd you get?
I was 1 for 3 with the walk too. So I had 4 at-bats total. And yeah.
Good job. What'd you bat?
I was batting third.
Good job. Nice. Clean up.
I saw you have are you still doing your softball camp? We were thinking about signing up and coming to sharpen up our skills.
Yeah, it's cool because it's all virtual. So I can kind of help out with people without being in the same space as them. So it was all pre-filmed, but it's like actively being coached on, if that makes sense.
That's cool. Yeah. That's awesome. That's really cool. What other questions? I got some other random ones here, but guys, what do you guys have on the softball side of things?
A bunch to dive into, but Cody, go.
I got one softball question. So a random non-official website ranked you in terms of North American softball players being famous. Do you know where you rank on that list?
I do not know where I'm ranked.
Just take a guess out there.
7th.
My God, how'd you know that?
Wait, am I actually?
Yeah, you're the seventh most famous North American softball player on social media. That's incredible.
Wow, that's really cool.
Sean, put an applause in right there.
I will. I'll add one.
Yeah, I got nothing more. She is.
Okay, wow, that was a really good guess. I need to go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, that was amazing.
So I think I read that you were a lefty. Is that right?
I bat left-handed.
Do you think they trained you that way? Like, did your dad, because of the bunting aspect of it?
Yeah, I used to say when I was little, I was fast. I'm no longer a speed player, but when I was little, I would do, like, I was a slapper, I would bunt, but then I ran cross country in high school and I forgot how to sprint. So now I have like jogging form or whatever you want to call it, but not the fastest in the world. But that's why I initially switched over to lefty, was because of the bunting and slapping part of softball.
It's kind of a huge part of the sport, right?
Yeah, it's such a big thing. And almost everyone, I feel like now just switches over to lefty as soon as they start, which I understand too, because I mean, you're closer to first base. There's a lot of advantages to it, but then it's like you see a righty come up in college and it's almost like the rare breed in college softball. Like we maybe have 3 righties in our lineup, which is so weird. But I mean, yeah, it's like lefties just took over softball.
Do you have a favorite teammate, and why do you not like the other ones?
Well, you're just setting me up for failure here. Okay.
You don't have to answer.
My best friend on the team is Mary. We played together at Oregon too. So we're just probably the closest on the team, but I love everyone. I love all my teammates. No ill will if they listen to this.
I was gonna take that clip and post it, but no,
I really should have said a pitcher so that next time we do inter squad, I wouldn't get hit or something like that.
Yeah. Is Mary the second baseman you mentioned?
No, Mary is the catcher, but she
okay.
also plays a little bit of first base too. She catches or plays first base. Our second baseman is Janae. She's also 5th year with me, so I've played with her since my sophomore year, and she's just amazing. She's like USA team All-American. She's just the GOAT of softball.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
Drew, Cody,
I'm waiting because we'll dive into some
are you
stuff.
gonna wait some other stuff, or Cody, you got one?
Not necessarily. I just want to know what's next.
for me.
Yeah.
What do you mean for what's next?
Where do you go after this season's said and done? What's your goals?
So after this season's done, I want to travel. I want to be away from softball for a hot minute. I want to go be on a beach for about 2 weeks straight with no worries in the world. But yeah, take advantage of the year after college to really just see the world, go hang out and have a good time. I'm going to stay in Austin because it's such an amazing city to be in your 20s in. And I just absolutely love it in general. So, I mean, after that is all said and done, I want to get into real estate. That's what my job goal is to get into real estate. So my family does. I've just grown up around it, and it's something I'm passionate about, is buying and selling real estate, and also just thinking about investments there. I think it's just a market that never dies. So I would love to get into that eventually, but I don't have super set plans set in stone. I'm trying to live in the present as much as I can and just enjoying this last year, because I know I'm going to miss it for sure.
Lauren, your first billboard, slide into home.
That's so good.
Let's go.
That's so good. Most definitely taking it.
Did you have like an inspirational like softball player like that you looked up to growing up, like Jenny Finch or somebody like that? Or
yeah, I had my role model in softball. Her name is Kayla Bro. She actually played at Alabama, won a national championship there. She does ESPN talking for SEC Network and all of that. You may know her. She's a superstar, but she actually is from my hometown, went to the same high school as me, not too much older than me. So I felt like she was an attainable role model. It wasn't like she was way older and I couldn't relate to her, but she's just a good person, just has good values. I just look up to her in almost every aspect of life, and I still do. She texted me before we went to Alabama. You could see her, she was an All-American, so she had like a picture of her on their outfield wall, and it's so strange to see that. But coming from a town like Eugene, there's not a ton of success stories as far as softball goes. So having her come out of my high school, win a national championship, be an All-American, it gave me a lot of hope that I could do the same thing. Mm-hmm. So I definitely look up to her a ton.
Nice.
Very
That's
cool.
awesome. Yeah. Do you have other favorite teams like in other sports? Like, I guess, who do you cheer for in like the NBA or NFL or even like Major League Baseball, things like that?
I don't watch a ton of
No?
professional
Okay.
sports, and being from Oregon, again, there wasn't anyone to cheer for. We don't have
Yeah.
professional sports in Oregon, really. So I was an Oregon Duck fan all day long. I'd go to all the football games, basketball games, track and field meets, you name it, I was there. But I didn't have a professional sport that I rooted for. And I also have 2 older sisters. I don't have brothers. Maybe that's another reason, but yeah, I don't watch a ton.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
So
yeah.
Wait. Oh, well, Lauren, have you ever gone against a MLB pitcher before, just like for fun?
I have not, but I need to. I think I need to just hit off of our Texas baseball boys because they're on fire right now. So
Do you think, or I guess you must not have much experience with it then. I was gonna say, is it like very different, or which one's harder, would you say?
see, I just think that I know I could not hit an MLB pitcher. I'm not going to say I could. I'm not dumb. I'm not going to go up there and hit a home run. It's not going to happen. But I also don't think that an MLB player could come in and face an All-American pitcher and hit a home run either. As of course, the more you practice and the more you get used to the differences, because it's coming from a higher angle and a lower for softball, if you practice it, you're going to be able to do it. But I think that people are like, oh, one's so much harder than the other. They're different and they're different games, but I know I couldn't do it. And I don't think that an MLB player could hit a softball pitcher either. So
that's a good answer, because one, it's lucky sometimes too, just if your swing makes contact, but I'm sure it's super intimidating how close the pitcher is.
Yeah. The reaction time, I know ESPN's done a couple studies of it. The reaction times are super similar to pretty much 100-mile-an-hour baseball pitch is 70 miles an hour in softball. And we were just at Alabama facing Montana Fouts, who throws 74. So it's like, that's just absolutely insane. And you don't have time to think if it's a ball or a strike. Sometimes you're just straight up guessing up there.
Yeah, the only thing I know I'm not guessing is I crushed one off you.
Oh, off me? Well, I'm not a pitcher.
Yeah.
You better be able to crush one off a front toss.
What's Simba up to right now? Is he just chilling, or?
Yeah, he's in the other room because he would be all up going crazy.
For our listeners, Simba is her dog. He's very cute. Is he a golden retriever? What is he?
Yeah, he's a golden retriever, 8 months old. He's just the cutest little boy in the world.
I saw one, or it was like there was a video of a day in the life of Lauren Burke, and I was like going through it, and then you took him for a walk, and you said you were walking for like 10 minutes or like a mile, and he got tired.
Yes.
And then you carried him home. That was funny.
I had just gotten him maybe like 2 weeks before that video, and he was just tired. He was so little. He was maybe like 2 months, and yeah, I had to carry him home. I had like a bag of Chipotle. I got my dinner, and then my dog in my other arm. I was like, this is great.
That's funny.
What's your favorite cheer, Lauren?
My favorite cheer, like in the dugout?
Yep.
Okay, so we just started doing this new one. We saw it or heard it at a basketball game that the band does. And I'm just gonna do it. I'm so embarrassed. But it's like,
let's do it.
You start and it's like, where my horns at? Yeah, where my horns at? And then you do that 3 times, and then someone goes, now tell me who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? UT. And we are like all going crazy. It's really fun. It's also one of our newer ones, but yeah, it's kind of embarrassing.
Thanks for doing it. It's not embarrassing.
Yeah,
it's a part of softball.
That's true. And we go like all out in the dugout. We're like dancing to it, singing, clapping. It's a good time.
For sure. I'm going to do mine real quick. Hey, bada, so bada. He can it, so winga bada.
Is that what you would do in the dugout or in the stands?
Oh, both. Oh man, I was the worst.
Oh gosh.
I saw that there was a video. I think it was when you were at Oregon. You hit a home run. I forget if it was a walk-off. I think it was a walk-off home run, and you were coming back around to home, and you like grabbed your head like you were scared of like everybody slapping your helmet. Does that hurt when they do that or no?
No, I don't hit a lot of home runs every year, so I'm never used to it. But no, it doesn't hurt. Not at all.
How many home runs do you have this year?
I only have one this year. I hit one. Who did I hit it off of? I don't even remember, but it was a home game. First pitch. It felt good.
Nice.
Should have bat flipped, but I don't have it anymore. One of these days.
That's awesome.
Drew, Cody, what else you got? I think that was everything that I had, but I don't know if you guys have some more.
Well, I think my last one is just, are there any rules that we might not know about in softball? You know, like the slat bunting is one that's different from baseball.
Different rules. Well, there's one that's kind of being talked about right now with home run celebrations, where baseball is allowed to go to home plate to celebrate and softball is not allowed to go to home plate to celebrate, which is kind of creating a little bit of controversy because it's like, why can baseball teams go out and, you know, celebrate each other, but the softball teams can't go meet at home plate? It makes absolutely no sense.
That's weird.
But that's something that's going on right now, and we don't honestly know why. Before COVID, like, we were all free to go to the home plate, celebrate a home run, but now for some reason it's not being allowed. So
you might as well join the MLB arguments. That they have the dumbest things going on too right now.
Get some bigger bases.
I'm not following all of that, and I'm just so confused, to be honest. Like, I see tweets about it and it just doesn't make sense. But
why don't you just do it? What would happen if you did it?
I don't know what would happen. I don't know if it'd be a warning, because there is a thing, like, if you touch the player before they touch home plate, it's an out. Like the home run, it's screw the home run, doesn't matter, they're out. And so I don't know if that's what would happen, if our team would get like a warning.
That's so weird. Do you guys high five with the other team after the game? Do you like say good game?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you guys do that, if you guys are like good game, and then I'll like, but you guys can't celebrate. I was gonna say that was stupid,
we don't do that.
No.
Good game. Fuck you. Good game. Good game.
That's like back in travel ball. There'd be like that one player that no one liked.
Well, I have like a rapid round of questions that I wanted to do, just like a little small game at the end. But Cody, do you have anything? I know you're.
I do have one burning question. So I was reading online, because Wiki is always correct, and it says you're of Canadian nationality. Is there any truth to that?
Not that I know of.
But then it also says that where you were born in the U.S. And then I found another website that said nationality Canadian.
I am not Canadian.
Where the heck is that from?
I have no idea.
I was like, well, it doesn't seem right with you being born in the U.S.
Yeah.
Like, well, maybe
I don't even. I've never been to
US.
Canada.
Well,
why are you hiding your nationality?
You should contact
I don't get it.
I'm hiding something, clearly.
Cody's looking up the wrong person.
Yeah, this isn't the same person.
All right. Well, if that's everything, let's go through this quick rapid round of questions. Do you prefer beer or wine?
Oh, sorry, my computer almost fell. Okay, what'd you say?
Do you prefer beer or wine?
Wine.
Red or white?
Red.
Red. Okay. I was going to ask you where you want to live after college, but I feel like you kind of answered that. Would that be back home, or?
I don't think I'm ever going to be back in Oregon.
Okay.
I'll always consider it home because, you know, my grandparents are there. I have family there, but I don't think I could ever live in Oregon. Okay.
Where's your parents' real estate? Or is it a company or? Yeah,
they have a real estate brokerage, Triple Oaks Realty, and it's based in Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, okay. Okay, it is in Oregon. Okay. Why do you wear the number 00?
I have worn just about every number in the books, and all I asked when I got to Texas was to have a low number that was my size, and 00 it was.
Nice. Yeah. Good story. What number were you at Oregon? Were you
number 4?
4. Okay.
4, yeah.
Okay. What is your nickname?
LB.
LB. Okay.
And I got it because at Oregon there was a senior whose name was Lauren Linball. And so they couldn't change her name when I was a freshman, of course, so that they changed mine to be my initials instead. So LB, and it stuck all the way through my last year. I
kind of like LB.
Are there any good nicknames for the 00? You know, like 2s are like deuces, 1 is ace. Is 00 anything?
I don't think so.
Ooh.
That was bad. That was bad.
I didn't come up with that. I'm just thinking about it.
I know you mentioned traveling before. What's your like dream place to travel? I forget if you had mentioned it.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever even been asked that. My dream place to travel. I really want to spend time in Europe. I would love to go, but I want to spend a lot of time there and be able to go to all the different places. I've been to New Zealand, but it was for softball, and I would love to go there again when it wasn't for softball.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of 50-50 too for me with like beach or mountain. Like I love both. So I'm not super picky. I just want to go places that I haven't been or haven't seen things at. So really anywhere.
Okay. That's fair. What's your favorite Instagram or like Twitter or TikTok account that you follow?
My favorite TikTok account, Maya. She's the one that has twins, and like it's just, she always says like the girl party because the dad left them or something, and it's just like the cutest babies ever. It's Scout and Violet, and I'm just like, they're the cutest. I watch probably every single one of her videos.
I'll have to look it up.
That's
you
awesome.
should. It's seriously so cute.
Maya. Okay. Looking her up.
I think it's Maya Knight, maybe.
Maya Knight. Okay.
I could be wrong.
You look at it every day and you don't know her name?
I don't think I even follow it. I think that my For You page just knows that I watch all of the videos that she posts.
That's funny. Who's the most famous person or your favorite person that follows you on social media?
I don't know.
No, there wasn't anybody who like followed you and you're like, oh shit.
I don't think I have like famous people that follow me.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, you probably do.
If there's millions, you got some.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
All right. The last one I have, we ask all of our guests this question. How many Krispy Kreme donuts do you think you could eat in an hour?
Oh God. How many Krispy Kreme donuts in an hour? That's a lot of time.
1 hour. It is a lot of time.
I'll say I could eat 15.
15. That's a good number. I like that. We've had some people say like ridiculous numbers, like 36. We've had some say like 24. I think 15's like, I don't know. 15's a pretty solid number.
Well, maybe it should have been like 12 or so. Like I feel like 2 an hour or two every 10 minutes ish.
Our goal is to have everyone back on at some point, and then we have a big Krispy Kreme challenge, and we just send them all.
We would be sick after. Nauseous.
All these athletes and everyone just eat a bunch of donuts. It'd be great. Well,
Cheat day.
Your cheat day.
Yeah.
That's everything that I had. Drew, Cody, you have anything else? No. Lauren,
Thank
do
you
you
for coming
want to
on,
ask us
Lauren.
anything,
we
Lauren?
appreciate it.
Okay,
have
what
to.
sports did you guys play? I don't know much about any of you guys.
You can't tell.
Well, I know you're a champion. I know you played a position in baseball.
He did. Drew, he was a baseball and a basketball guy.
I wasn't very good at sports, but I had fun. I really like sports.
I played basketball. That was the main sport. I played football and then soccer too.
Cool.
And Cody.
Just football.
Yeah.
And I watched
So
on
how did you guys get into
football.
this space then?
I was as far as like podcasting kind of. So
Yeah, and like talking about sports and all that.
yeah, I mean, we love to shoot the shit and just like obviously everyone thinks like they're funny, but like we think we're pretty funny. So we were just like it, and like with us being far apart, we're like, let's just find some way to like get together, talk about sports. And then I had worked in sports for probably 6 or 7 years. So I like had some like connections to like get a couple interviews like when we first started. So essentially just kind of started off, had some interviews and then just ran with it. And we have weekly episodes and try to get as many guests on as we can and from different sports, different walks of life. So
I think that's so cool. I've always wanted to start a podcast because I'm such a podcast listener. And I wanted it to be like the behind the scenes, like the real life of student athletes and just have it be all the BS that happens behind the scenes that no one talks about. But I feel like I can't do that when I'm a current student athlete or I'd get like in trouble from the university. So I'm probably going to have to wait till I'm done.
Well, if you want to link back up when you're done, maybe we can do a special, like a special podcast or something.
Let's do it.
We wouldn't mind a female host. It'd probably help our listenership or whatever.
Oh, Lauren, I would hate if I didn't tell you this. So
Okay.
we won the intramural basketball championship at lacrosse.
You play lacrosse too?
No. Our college it's University of Wisconsin lacrosse.
Okay,
But
that's actually so cool.
Yeah.
Our names are out there somewhere. So
We don't have lacrosse at Texas, but lacrosse was a really big thing at Oregon. Like a really big thing. So
It's
Drew-
big at
Drew-
Duke, too.
Drew was our sharpshooter, and then sometimes to like distract the other team, we'd call it the barking dog, and he would go in the far corner of the court, and then he'd get down on all fours and bark like a dog. So that everyone would like look at him like, what the hell is going on? And then I'd just go run and score.
nice.
That was his trick
Quite the
play.
tactic. Use distraction to win.
it was actually really cruel. I was like having a seizure and they just laughed at me. Just kidding.
I'm
Just
sorry.
kidding.
It sounds dramatic.
Oh God. Well, that's our life story. So not that exciting, but
Love it.
well, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate your time, and we're excited to get this out so everybody can hear about Lauren Burke.
Thank you guys.
And you just gained 3 followers. So
Yes, for sure.
Maybe you guys will get more than 25 likes on TikTok. We'll have to.
We
We'll
don't
try.
have a
something.
TikTok, Lauren.
We do have a TikTok. We just don't post on it.
Yeah, well, we just
You
watch
need
people
to.
with it.
I know.
You
I'm
need
I'm too lazy. I don't know. I feel like I have no time to, but I know I need to. So we'll post a couple of these videos on our TikTok.
Okay.
All
Sean
right.
will start dancing.
All right. Thank you very much, Lauren. You have a great
thanks,
night.
Lauren.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Brewing and we cooking. Brewing and we cooking. Brewing and we cooking. When I circle off the squiggles from the triangle for a star pass. New era in the scrimmage from the tip off. Sip and go, celebrate a smoky thick broth. Underdog, make it to the contender. Coming through this header when you're straight fender benders. Stopping in the octagon, swinging in circles. Research the game like your name's Steve Urkel. This game time. Coach with a PT, B&B PC, tap in and beat the Southpaw finna leave, y'all shook it. Y'all know the name.